Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Tyler here, bringing you the 13th episode of my wide receiver superstar mode here in Madden 24, starring Tony Foster. And today, we are going to be recapping our rookie season, man. Going over, some stats, what went right, what went wrong. And then we'll, go through the playoffs, see how those play out, see who wins the Super Bowl and whatnot. And then we'll dive into that offseason. Just wanted to take a look at my ratings real quick. I believe we started as a 74 overall. And in our first year, +5, man, up to 79. And you can see, which things we upgraded throughout the season. I did not do anything with the after the catch stuff. Juke, spin, trucking, and stiff arm did not get touched, man. This first season was all about dialing in on our route running and our catching. Still want to do a little bit more work on the catching, and then can also start to work on some of this yards after catch skills, so that way we can make some better moves in open field, try to break some more tackles and whatnot. But yeah, man, 79 overall, pretty solid. Should be in that 80 range going into year 2. So I wanted to go through and see, how many times we got Player of the Week honors here. And in Week 7, Teddy actually got it. That was a big game. He had 290 pass yards, 3 touchdowns. 2 of them were to Tony Foster. I think we might have only got it 1 week. Teammate Rashawn Gary gets Defensive Player of the Week there. But yeah, man, that's kind of wild. There we go. Week 13, when we put up 20 catches, 278 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That was against the Chiefs in a loss. We lost to them. But either way, man, we got Player of the Week there in Week 13. And then we repeated in Week 14 with 12 catches, 198 yards, and 2 touchdowns there. That was the game winner. That was definitely one of the more lit episodes of the season. And yeah, we cap off Week 18 with Player of the Week as well. We had to go out with a bang to end the season. We weren't going to be in the playoffs, so we had to do something. We kept the Bears, our NFC North rival, out of the playoffs. Meanwhile, Tony, casually gets 12 catches, 236 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the snow. Taking a look at the yearly awards, Patrick Mahomes, man, wins MVP once again, of course. Leads them to an undefeated season, so not surprised there. We weren't considered at all. It's all quarterbacks here listed for MVP. Now, I believe if we actually, made the playoffs or, won like at least 10, 11 games, then maybe I get considered. But it'll be hard to beat out these receivers or beat out these quarterbacks as a receiver for MVP. Coach of the Year, of course, Andy Reid. Again, Chiefs, 17-0. Insane. AFC, I'll run through real quick. Kelsey gets Player of the Year. Von Miller, Defensive Player of the Year. Rashee Rice with Offensive Rookie of the Year. Will Anderson, Defensive Player of the Year. And I'll run through the positions. Burrow QB. Jacobs RB. Allen receiver. Zeitler as the O-lineman. Von Miller D-lineman. Max Crosby linebacker. That's basically the same thing. They're both edge rushers. Come on now. Let's give an inside linebacker some love. But Jalen Ramsey is best DB. Yeah. All right, NFC. Now this is where things get interesting. Tony Foster, boom. Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie. Wins that award. Let's go, man. Love to see it, man. Tony Foster adding, some hardware to the shelves. And we move on. Micah Parsons gets the Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC. And then Tony Foster, of course, if we get Offensive Player of the Year, of course, we're going to get Offensive Rookie of the Year as well. And Forbes as the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Solid corner for the Commanders. You got Dak Prescott as the best QB. Kenneth Walker, best running back. And then your boy, Tony Foster, gets the best receiver. Zach Martin, best O-lineman. Micah Parsons, best D-lineman. Rashawn Gary, our teammate, gets best linebacker. Hell yeah. Isaiah Simmons, best DB. Of course, he's like a linebacker safety hybrid, listed as a safety these days, so he gets best DB there. So let's check out some records, man. I want to see, where we stack up in, some of these categories. Of course, we broke a couple records throughout this season. We did not hit the receiving yards, top 10 there, as I think our highest game was like 276 or 278 against the Chiefs, and Antonio Brown was down there at the bottom there with 284, so we were close to getting on this list here, but it'd be nice, next year maybe we get a 300-yard game in there. But you look at catches, man, and what do you know? We were just one off from tying the record, man. Brandon Marshall back in 2009 with the Broncos. That was a crazy game, if you guys remember. That was a wild one. Terrell Owens, man, we tied him for second place with 20. So some good company to be up there with, man. So be nice to see if we can rack up some more 20-catch performances in year 2. Not going to be close with receiving touchdowns, man. We had a 3-touchdown game. Of course, we're actually somewhat close. The record's 5, but just a few players have done it, and then a handful with 4 as well. Now let's head on over to check out the season records. And there you go. Your boy, Tony Foster. You already know, the first ever to hit 2,000 yards receiving in a season. And we crushed it, man. 2,411 yards to finish the season, man, for Tony Foster. It'll be interesting to see if we can, match that mark or maybe even be greater with it next year. And, the number could have been even crazier here in our rookie year, man. But Teddy, man, y'all know he overthrew us like crazy. I'm sure y'all got tired of hearing me talk about how he was overthrowing us left and right. And I got tired of it myself, hearing myself, when I was editing the videos back, listening. I'm just like, dude, over and over. Teddy's overthrown us, but, we still had a big year and all, but, man, could have had some more insane high yardage plays if he wasn't missing us all the time. Also, in the final week of the season, man, I don't know if I mentioned it in that last video or not, but we broke the record for receptions in the season as well, man. Recently set by Michael Thomas back in 2019. He had 149, and we had 12 catches in our final game of the year against the Bears to pass that mark, hitting 153 catches on the year, man. So very impressive to break 2 season records in our rookie season, man. As far as touchdowns go, man, we did not come close here. Randy Moss, of course, back in 2007 with a crazy 23 touchdown catch season. And then right behind was Jerry Rice with 22. A lot of other, very good names up there, of course. We had 13 catches, which is still very, very good, especially for our rookie year, man. But as far as, the record in the season goes, we got some work to do, man. We'd definitely love to get into the end zone some more. Now, for whatever reason, you can't even view your player card to where you can go to, like, your game log, or I don't even know if that is even available, but either way, what I'm going to do is I will go through, I can check the box score through our team schedule, man, and I will go ahead and I'll make a graphic. It'll probably be on the screen by now, and I'll mention, a couple of games where we popped off and whatnot, and then we'll go over the overall season stats at the end. So we kicked off our career and our debut, man, at the Bears with a solid day, man. Real good, actually. 9 catches, 98 yards. No touchdowns, though. And unfortunately took the loss there in week 1. But either way, man, it was a nice debut. Bringing in 9 balls for 98 yards. We'll take that all day. Basically averaging 11 yards a catch. Week 3, man, was our first pop-off game against the Saints at home, man. 9 catches, 177 yards, and we caught our first NFL touchdown pass. And it was also our first victory of the season, man. Then we followed up the next week against the Lions on Thursday Night Football. Taking an L, but solid day from Tony with just 4 catches, but 124 yards and a touchdown. Second of the year there. Coming out of the bye week there in week 7 at the Broncos, it was our first 2-touchdown performance where we had 7 catches, 146 yards, then them 2 touchdown catches, man, and a nice victory. And then we followed that up with another 2-touchdown performance, this time in a loss, though, against the Vikings in Week 8 there. 11 catches, 195 yards, and again, those 2 touchdowns. So getting 4 touchdown catches in a 2-week span was huge. And then against the Rams, man, didn't get in the end zone there, but still 11 catches, 156 yards, and a nice victory. And that was the start of a 3-game win streak. We followed that up with 9 catches, 176 yards against the Steelers. No touchdowns again, though. We went 4 straight games with no touchdown there. But against the Lions, again, we played them on Thursday, but this time it was Thanksgiving, so during the day. 12 catches, 167 yards, big day, no touchdowns. And that was the game that we blew, man. We had a huge lead, and then the Lions came back in the fourth. It was insane to watch, man. Couple interceptions from Teddy, and it just was not good. It was insane that we ended up blowing that game. And after that, I think that's what pretty much soiled the season. But either way, we followed that up with another loss against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. But hey, our first career 20-catch game, how about it? 20 catches, 278 yards. That's also our career high in receiving yards in a game. And also our career high in touchdowns in one game with 3. So that was a huge game. And the first of what was back-to-back Player of the Week performances, and also was back-to-back Sunday Night Football games, which I think is very weird. I don't know how we got scheduled back-to-back Sunday night games, but maybe we'll take it. Maybe looks like that's when we should be playing, because that's when we go the craziest. But yeah, I mean, it was at the Giants that we had that go-ahead touchdown against a very late game winner, man, in the final minute. But yeah, we followed up that 20-catch performance with 12 catches, 198 yards, and 2 touchdowns against the Giants there, and a victory, getting back on track there. But then we lost 3 straight, and then, round out the year with the victory. But yeah, man, 10 catches for 127 yards against the Vikings in that Week 17 Sunday Night Football game, and of course we got smacked, but still a big game from Tony there. And then, like I've mentioned, man, 12 catches, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Bears, man, to round out the year, keeping them out of the playoffs. So go ahead and comment below, man. I want to know which one of those games was your favorite to watch. Like, which episode do you think was the most entertaining, or which one of those games, was the best performance, regardless of, like, the yards or touchdowns, but, like, the significance. Because, of course, it feels much better to go off in a win. So, yeah, comment below which of those games was your favorite to watch, or, which one you thought was the best. So, you add it all up, man, and there you go. 153 catches, 2,411 yards. That's an average of 15.8 yards per catch, 141.8 yards per game. 13 times we reached the end zone, man. Definitely would like to get more touchdowns next season. Not that 13 is bad by any means. That's great, especially for the rookie year. But would like to get that number up next season, man, over 15 for sure. And then 489 yards after the catch. Definitely want to get better at that. Of course, like I mentioned before when we looked at my ratings, I will definitely be looking to, work on, the juke and spin move and whatnot, so that we can break more tackles in year 2. And our longest catch of the year was an 81-yarder, man. We had a couple 75s as well, so some big plays throughout the year. Definitely looking for more in year 2, of course. Alright, that's enough of them stats, man. Let's go ahead and check out these playoffs. You see it. We went over it, so I'm not going to talk too much on it, man. But I just think the Chiefs are going to win it all. They literally just went 17-0. So they should most likely get the job done on the AFC side. Other than them, I think the Bills are probably most likely, if it's not the Chiefs. And then NFC side, I think it's a lot more wide open on this side. The Panthers are, kind of wild that they snuck in as the 3 seed. They had a huge year in Bryce Young's rookie year. I don't see them really doing anything here. I think they might actually lose this round one matchup to the 49ers. I think ultimately it'll come down to, in the end, the Cowboys or the Vikings. I think whoever, makes it between those two will, represent the NFC there. Anyone else is kind of just, here for show. But who knows? I could be completely wrong. So let's go ahead and get through this, and we'll see who wins the Super Bowl. Oh, man, I was wrong. The Panthers win a shootout over the 49ers. Other than that, looks like it was all just the highest seeds across the board, man. And wow, the Panthers take down the Vikings, man. So the representative from our division, the NFC North winner, the Vikings, man, go down to the Panthers. So the close game, man, 17-14. Cowboys take down the Cardinals. The Chiefs absolutely mollywop the Jaguars, 45-0. Oh, wow. And then the Ravens take care of the Bills, man, 27-8. So we'll see what happens here in these conference championship games. And there we have it, an absolute shocker, man. The Ravens go into Arrowhead in the AFC Championship and knock out the Chiefs, man. The first time that they lost throughout the whole season. That's insane, man. They take them down 31-24. And then the 1 seed on the other side as well, the Cowboys go down. So I was down with the Panthers, and what do you know? They go on a run and get all the way to the Super Bowl. The Ravens against the Panthers. How about that, man? So we'll go ahead and see who wins that. But first, we got a couple things to check out. See what this is here. Man of the Year. A champion on and off the field. Tony, when we brought you into the Packers organization, we knew we were getting a difference maker. We just didn't know you'd be such a difference maker off the field. No matter what happens moving forward, you're a legend in Green Bay forever and always. Green Bay is home to me now, and I'm always going to find a way to take care of my home.
Welcome to MaddenCast. We're here today because our guy Cap accomplished something away from the field that's bigger than all of us. He's this year's recipient of the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
And I've been critical of Cap's on-the-field performance, but there's no knocking his off-the-field impact. I love when guys get back to the community.
That's right. Well done, Cap. And RC, you were the Pittsburgh Steelers nominee in 2012. Can you speak to that from your experience, what this award means?
As athletes and leaders in our communities, it's our job to reach back and help those who support us each and every Sunday. And make no mistake about it, this is the NFL's marquee award.
You are 100% correct.
Cap, keep up the good work, and we'll follow you here on MaddenCast.
So how about that, man? We keep adding to the hardware, man. Another award. Tony Foster, not only the Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC, not only the Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC, not only the best wide receiver in the NFC, but the Walter Payton Man of the Year. That is awesome, man. Love to see it. And also we have the Pro Bowl rosters available to us. Now, I gotta imagine we had to have made it, right? So let's check it out. You see the teams here, man. Scrolling on down. Wide receiver. Boom. Tony Foster. That's right. We make the Pro Bowl, of course. Along with CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Chris Olave, Cooper Kupp, and KJ Osborne as well gets in there. All right. Okay. 2 Vikings. But yeah, we're leading the pack there. Very talented group. Love to see Tony Foster making the Pro Bowl in his rookie season. I'll go ahead and scroll through the rest of the roster as well so that you can see all the players that made the squad. See if any of my teammates possibly made it. Is Jenkins one of our guards? I could be wrong there, but Jenkins might be one of our guards. We should see Gary here. Yep, Rashawn Gary. Love to see it. But yeah, man, we had a couple teammates here with us. Heading up to the Pro Bowl. Oh, Wicks as well. That's actually another rookie receiver that we have. He just never plays receiver. He's just a returner. So, yeah, that's another player that we send to the Pro Bowl. Man, we can't even play in the Pro Bowl, man. You just sim it. That stinks.
Welcome Welcome to MaddenCast. The year-end awards are in, and despite what Chan thought, our guy Cap was named Rookie of the Year.
I've had some questions about Cap, but this is a well-deserved award. He balled out all season. My doubt was put to sleep. Fred, you was right.
I know I was right. The kid can ball, but I'm glad you see it that way. Now, Cap, you got to build on it. It's Rookie of the Year this year, and next year, Chan, League MVP.
League MVP. You always get carried away, bro.
Because there's a lot of recent track record on guys who've made that type of leap from year one to year two. Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, they both pulled it off.
It looks like this debate won't end anytime soon.
I'm starting to come around on the kid.
Because he gave you no choice.
Well, we'll keep you posted here on MaddenCast. Welcome back to MaddenCast, and our guy Cap was just named the Offensive Player of the Year, Freddie T.
Hey, as the only former offensive player in this trio, I can say it was well deserved. He got it done. He's a superstar.
I have my doubts, but I got to eat crow. This kid all season long carried his team, became one of the most dynamic and explosive players on the offensive side of the ball. You can't deny it.
Hey, we're in a golden age, in my opinion, of offensive greatness. So many great players, but Cap, he was better than all of them.
There were some guys that competed with him this year, but let me be honest, the voters got this one right.
The last guy to go back-to-back was Marshall Faulk of the greatest show on turf. We'll see what Cap has in store next year, and we'll be right here on MaddenCast.
It's always nice getting them videos, man. Hearing from RC, Fred Taylor, and Crowder, of course. It's nice that they, implemented that stuff into the game, man. For each award we won, they had a nice little video. So, love to see that, man. And without further ado, let's go ahead and see it. Who is going to be the Super Bowl champion? The Ravens or the Panthers? And your Super Bowl 58 champion is the Baltimore Ravens, man. 49-21, they get the victory over the Panthers. That's wild. And Lamar Jackson there gets the Super Bowl MVP. And there, of course, you see the yearly awards recapped again. You see Tony's name twice. Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Love to see it. So this is without the NFC or AFC labeled on it, so I'm not sure if that is a difference there, but either way, it shows the NFC for us, so we can see that we won our 2 awards. And you can even go back to previous seasons and check that out. So I like that, man. It's cool you can go back and they got all of this here for us. You can check out the retirements from this season. See if we see anything wild. Demario Davis, a big name there. Taysom Hill retires. What? Case Keenum. I can't believe Taysom Hill retired. I don't understand that one at all. Yeah, he's getting up there in age somewhat, but still he hasn't. He's still got probably, I'd say probably 4 years, 5 years left at least, like minimum. Yeah, man. There's that's it, man. Janoris Jenkins. Oh, boom. There's a reason why I scrolled all the way to the end, man. Pete Carroll, man, head coach of the Seahawks, calls it a day, man. It's over. Pete Carroll has retired. That's insane. I actually had a couple more retirements here. Lane Johnson added to the list. So there's like 5 or 6 guys from the Eagles that have been starters for years that have all retired now. That's insane to see. Oh, man. We got through the offseason. Not going to get into the preseason today, of course, but we'll go ahead and check out this activity here. Hot commodity. You've been offered a new brand deal. Let's check it out. Hi, Cap. This probably goes without saying, but you're popping off with Nike right now. Since then, a lot of other brands have reached out to me wanting to partner up with you. Which brand do you want to represent? Either Adidas or Jordan? I'll go with Jordan. I do like Adidas gloves, but as far as cleats go, I'm not trying to tear my ACL, man. I don't know if y'all were, if you were watching football a lot from like, let's say, I don't know, I'll say like 2007 to 2016-ish, maybe even later. I swear, so many ACL injuries were from people in Adidas cleats. I swear, I've seen so much crazy stuff, and it was always Adidas cleats, but that's besides the point, man. Let's go with Jordan Brand here. Sign me up. Well, folks, I decided to go to the transaction log, and my jaw dropped instantly. I'm going to have to go take a look at this depth chart, man, because what in the world's going on? We trade for Javonte Williams and Devin Singletary? Are you telling me Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are gone? Because if that's the case, there's no way. If Aaron Jones is gone, dude, I'm going to be sick. Then we franchise tag Rashawn Gary. There's no way these are the only three things that happened for our offseason, man. If that's the case, I'm very worried about what I'm about to see. No longer have Teddy Bridgewater, so Jordan Love. Unless we sign someone again like we did after the first preseason game last year, looks like Love will, be the guy. It sucks, man, because in real life, he has actually been looking really good, and of course, we couldn't get any progression with him in year one because we signed Teddy. So yeah, man, as far as like the video game goes, like I just feel like we just need a better quarterback to like be fully successful and go far in playoff runs and whatnot. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jordan Love proves me wrong. Maybe we end up signing somebody. Maybe we make a bunch more trades that are just insane. All right, so running back wise, yes, we did acquire these guys. Now, why in the world did we get both of them? I understand getting one because A.J. Dillon is now gone. And then, of course, Jones' age is, creeping up. I still, think he's very productive, and he was good most of the time for us last year. And I love, bringing in one of these guys, but both just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it seems like they're, solid, contracts and whatnot, so... I mean, Williams, I believe, might still be on that rookie deal, so I don't know, man. I just don't understand it. We also have Del Walker, a rookie. So, yeah, man, we trade for a couple backs, draft one, and it's absolutely crowded. There's no way we keep all three of these guys going into the season. They got to make a trade or cut one before the preseason's over, man. I don't know. This is wild. At receiver, we still got pretty much the same core four. The only one missing from last year is Demarcus Robinson, which is fine by me. Dobbs and Reed both at 75 overall right now. We're up to 79. Watson up to 78 now. So, we saw a lot of Reed for most of the year last year. Dobbs was playing quite a bit for a couple of weeks early on, but then it went to Robinson, and then it was Reed pretty much the rest of the way. And then Wicks is still here. Remember, he made the Pro Bowl as a returner, so probably keep him around. And then Samori Toure we signed, probably just for the preseason, if anything, for some depth there at the position. Ooh, tight ends looking rough. Just Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave. Mo Alley Cox has moved on, so most likely we'll probably add one here soon. And our whole line is looking rough, man. Of course, still got Bakhtiari there. Jenkins was really good last year, made the Pro Bowl. Myers, not too bad, but obviously could, not hurt from an upgrade here. And then at guard, Newman's rough. And then at right tackle. It's not looking good, folks. Our O-line was not good last year. That might be getting even worse. The rest of the squad was pretty much the same. I'm sure things will shake up once we actually advance here in this preseason, man. But like I said, that it will be all for next time. Let's take a look at some other squads, though. I want to see, where some other players might have went before we get out of here. Oh my goodness, folks. Patrick Mahomes is now a part of the Las Vegas Raiders? What? How in the hell did they manage to trade that insane contract? And what in the world is going on? I can't believe this. They go undefeated, losing the AFC title game, and Mahomes is traded to the Raiders? What? So I'm not sure how many trades you even have, because you can only go back so far. And when you're in this mode, you can't go stage by stage in free agency. So it's not like I could have just went each stage and checked each time to see what's going on. So I'm only going to be able to see back to this point here. And oh my goodness, there is some insane movement here in this first offseason, man. I mean, Alvin Kamara traded to the Rams. You see Najee Harris traded to the Cowboys. And then the Cowboys trade him to the Jaguars. The Jaguars traded Etienne to the Vikings. I mean, what in the world's going on there? You got Riley Moss traded to the Bears. So that's the guy that'll most likely be guarding us at some points, a couple times throughout the year. So the Saints trade Kamara to the Rams, and then the Bengals trade Mixon to the Saints. So Saints replace Kamara with Mixon. And then here's our two trades. For whatever reason, we did both of these, getting both Javonte Williams and Devin Singletary. I mean, holy cow, it's just running backs going all over the place. What in the world? The Saints trade Mixon back to the Bengals. The Rams trade Kamara back to the Saints. Kenneth Walker gets traded from the Seahawks to the Buccaneers. David Montgomery traded from the Lions to the Ravens. And then the Vikings trade Etienne to the Rams. Dude, what is going on? This is some of the most insane stuff I've ever seen. The Falcons trade Bijan Robinson. What? To the Bengals. I mean, what? This is insane. Chiefs trade Pacheco to the Saints. Eagles trade Hurts to the Chiefs? Oh my goodness. Jets trade Breece Hall to the Chiefs. This is madness, folks. Why is there so many trades? And it's like so many superstars just all over the place. Dalvin Cook was with the Eagles and he gets traded to the Cardinals. The Saints trade Jamal Williams to the Jets. I mean, this is absolute madness, dude. So Stafford at his age has regressed an insane amount down to 69 overall, and the Rams pick up Kirk Cousins. That's nuts. I mean, they're the same age, and Cousins still at 80. That's kind of odd to me. And also, how are you affording both of these guys? You know, granted, Cousins they were able to bring in on not too bad of a deal, it looks like, but him and Stafford together, that's kind of nuts. You got to think one of them's going to get cut or something. Oh, look at Teddy, man. He goes back to the Vikings, his original squad that drafted him. He had a couple solid years with them back then, man, but now he's the enemy. He joins the Vikings, who won our division last year, replacing Cousins. So, hey, we'll still play against Teddy rather than with him. Y'all saw it in the transactions, man. Jalen Hurts traded to the Chiefs. I mean, this is madness, man. I still can't believe it. And who else they picked up? They picked up Breece Hall as well. I mean, that's insane. Let's see what receivers they got. Kadarius Toney, McCole Hardman, Rashee Rice, Sky Moore, Justin Ross. I mean, there's a bunch here. D.D. Westbrook. Oh, my goodness. Of course, still got Kelsey. If I had to guess, man, he's probably going to retire after a year or two. And who knows, he might do it right now. Mad that they traded his boy Mahomes. I mean, I still can't believe it. There's just so many insane trades, man. Pretty much every other team stayed the same at QB. Of course, the Eagles, I have no idea what they're thinking. trading Hurts away. And then, I mean, they did draft a guy to replace him. But, it'll take a few years to develop this guy. And, he looks like he could end up being a solid player. I'm sure he's got superstar dev. But, yeah, 23, 67 overall. They move on from Hurts. That's just wild. Looks like there might be some competition out in New York, man. The Giants. Daniel Jones feeling the pressure as they draft the best QB of this class. I believe they had the first pick, actually. So Braxton Edwards, a 78 overall rookie QB, man. I don't know. We might have to try to take our talents over to New York. Zach Wilson going to be the starter now that Rodgers retired. That Travis Etienne, the new lead back with the Rams, should be interesting. So with Cousins at quarterback now, Etienne at running back, then you have receivers, still Cooper Kupp there leading the way, and then Kyle Westbrook, a rookie that looks like he could be a stud, alongside Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua. So the Rams, man, they could be a squad this year, man. Look out. They also got Mike Gesicki. Couple new running backs for the Ravens. The Super Bowl winning Baltimore Ravens, that is. David Montgomery and Damian Harris added over there. Looks like they also brought in receiver Amari Cooper, so that is huge, man. Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers still there, of course, along with Devin Duvernay. But yeah, Amari Cooper, a big addition there, as they will look to repeat. So we saw Kamara get traded and then get traded back to the Saints. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Still might be some movement here. As you see, there's way too many running backs on the Saints roster as they made the move for Pacheco as well. Still have Kendre Miller, second-year man. Darrell Williams, a vet as well. So Charbonnet going to be the lead back now for the Seahawks since they traded Kenneth Walker, which is still insane to me. Main move for the Titans didn't do anything at quarterback or running back, but at receiver, man, they strengthened that room big time as they add Calvin Ridley and Van Jefferson, man. So they might be looking to open it up, man, and throw the ball a lot more going forward, man, as Derrick Henry reaches his 30s, man. Still dominant, though, so I don't know. If they can get decent quarterback play out of one of these guys, the Titans could be a team to look out for. That's a lot of good weapons, man. And hell, Zach Ertz as well at tight end. I know he's getting older, but still, man, he can perform. So as the Vikings move on from Cousins, we'll see what kind of help Teddy Bridgewater will have, man. They bring in DeAndre Swift, so big addition there at the running back spot for them. They still got Alexander Madison as well there. And that receiver, man, wow. Alongside Justin Jefferson, you will now have Mike Evans. That is insane, dude. It's going to be tough for our defense to stop these guys, man. Of course, Jordan Addison's still there as well. They do move on from KJ Osborne, who was a Pro Bowler last year, so it'll be interesting to see where he landed. Tony Pollard is now a Chicago Bear, so alongside Fields in that backfield will be Tony Pollard. Herbert's still there to back him up. And Roschon Johnson, a youngster, looks to be quite promising as well. And they add wide receiver talent over in Chicago as well, man. So, based on the two other teams that we've seen in our division, we haven't seen the Lions yet, but based on what we've seen from the Vikings and the Bears, it looks like they have gotten a lot better, man. So alongside DJ Moore, they also now have Michael Pittman Jr. and Gabe Davis. That is dirty. And they bring in Noah Fant at tight end as well. Another team that I'm not sure what's going on with the running back spot, man. Mixon got traded like 3 times and is ended up back with the Bengals. They also trade for Bijan Robinson, so that's insane. After his rookie season getting moved, they bring in J.K. Dobbins as he moves on from the Ravens. So you got to think they're going to move on. I don't know. We're probably going to have to check out these rosters once the preseason's over. We'll have to go through them all again, man. But I just wanted to see, what type of movement we got in the offseason. And it was a lot more than I was expecting. Some crazy stuff. Bengals add T. Higgins, or they add Allen Robinson to the receiver room with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, that is. So the Broncos traded us Javonte Williams, and that's because they drafted his replacement, Alex Weston, the rookie, man. 76 overall, looking pretty good, man. Buccaneers made that big trade for Kenneth Walker III. Man, I think that'll work out very well for them, man. Because they're going to need a good running back when your quarterback is Mitch Trubisky. And they lose Mike Evans as well, so he's replaced with Odell Beckham Jr. So that's the new duo to Chris Godwin out there in Tampa. So we got Russell Gage there. Cardinals made that move for Dalvin Cook. That's their new running back. And at receiver, man, they got Rondale Moore, Tim Patrick, and Sterling Shepard. So decent little crew there for Kyler Murray. Chargers still got Eckler at running back, and at receiver they lose Mike Williams. Replace him with Tyler Boyd, so much different type of receiver, but still a pretty solid core over there in LA. They lost Gerald Everett, man. He signed with Cincy, but they did draft his replacement, man. Justin Evans looks like a pretty solid young prospect, man. Should be playing a lot early on and should be a solid tight end here in the next few years. And there's Mike Williams' new home. He's over in Washington now. So this should be a very interesting team, man. Terry McLaurin and Mike Williams should be a great duo there. Jahan Dotson, a great third as well, man. And remember, at quarterback, they now have Sam Darnold. So not great by any means, but you got some solid pieces around him, man. Just throw it up to Mike Williams. Such a big body. Looks like the Cowboys brought back Ezekiel Elliott, man. They move on from Pollard. Bring back Zeke. That's crazy. Receiving core looking the same as well over there. Tight end, they bring in Tyler Higbee. All right, that's interesting. Tua is still the QB in Miami, of course. They lose quite a few of the running backs that they have, man, but still got the youngster, Devon Achane. And they bring in Antonio Gibson from Washington, man. So solid backup there to Achane. Eagles, man, like I said, they drafted a quarterback and traded away Hurts. So we'll see, what they're working with outside of that, man. Kenneth Gainwell, he's solid, man, but no other good running backs there. And at receiver, you still got your guys, and you bring in Corey Davis, who in real life retired before this season. And then he was absolutely amazing. I remember for most of the year, he was actually up there quite a bit on the stat leaders. So they got a lot of solid receivers here, but other than that, this team is looking rough. I still can't believe they traded Hurts. Like, why? All right, we'll see what the Lions did, man. They get Cam Akers, so he's going to be the starter, man, ahead of Jahmyr Gibbs. It's definitely insane how much movement there was with running backs, man. Of course, Akers actually makes sense, man, because in real life, he got traded. I seen that one coming. I definitely thought it happened deeper into the season, but either way, man, see the Lions. Of course, Goff's still there. You got Cam Akers as their lead back with Gibbs as the backup, man. St. Brown's still leading the way in that receiving core with Jameson Williams, and they add Donovan Peoples-Jones. This is very interesting. I don't know if the game is this smart or not, but DPJ played at Michigan. He played at Cass Tech, which is in Detroit, if you didn't know. So seeing him get signed by the Lions is actually pretty cool, man. I'm not even a Lions fan, but this would be awesome if this actually happened. They also got Quez Watkins there. So good receiving core, man. Lions, they underperformed last year. They bring in Tanyan as well, but they underperformed last year, man, in our Tony Foster world, of course. So we'll see, with the changes they made, if they're able to take a step forward. But yeah, man, we'll probably have to check out the final rosters after the preseason which, next time we'll get into all that. Throughout the preseason, if anything crazy important happens, I will definitely show that in the next episode. But other than that, the next time, we'll go over a few things before we get into the season. And then we'll just have game 1. It'll be just game 1 of year 2. And then after that, we'll be back into 2 games per episode and whatnot. But yeah, man, that's going to do it. I just talked for a really long time. And yeah, I'm tired. But I'm going to go ahead and make dinner. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Slap that like button if you did, man. More Tony Foster coming soon. Let me know if you're excited for year 2 coming soon, man. And also let me know, should we try to, look into seeing if we can make something happen to get out of Green Bay, or if there's anything we can do to try to get a different quarterback in here, because we want to, make Super Bowl runs. And with the current state, I don't know if it'll be able to happen, man. But yeah, man, comment your thoughts below. Again, like that video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And that'll do it. Have a nice day. Peace.